Okay,
Okay.
I'll go next then. So in the blind date, I got one book from Geeta Rekha, which is Adi Yogi by Satguru, which actually I started day before yesterday. I didn't get a time to start that in May. So far, it is going interesting because Satguru, I've read only one book by Satguru. Of course, I've heard a lot of his videos and all, but reading is only one book which I've read, Inner Engineering, that also a couple of years back. So I really wanted to read something of his. So thanks to Rekha sending me this. Let me see how it goes, my journey with that book. And Nalini has sent me a book, Sita, again by Devdutt Patnaik, which I have already read. I have read that book years back. Even
Hey,
Jaya,
send
what you're
that to me.
reading.
Send that to
हाँ,
me.
so I was just thinking कि मैं किसको भेजूं. I'm still in a thought of it. But since you are reading Mahabharata, but Sita is Ramayana. So first you finish this, and then I'll
No, no.
send you this
I, I,
Ramayana.
I, I will, I will, I will read Sita. मुझे
You'll
पढ़ना है
read?
वो.
Okay, ठीक है.
हाँ.
Then I'll send you and yeah. So Sita is also another interesting book. He has projected Sita in a very, very different manner, questioned so many, things in a relationship. He has projected Sita as another goddess equal to, Ram, not just only Ram as a great man or something like that. Sita also. It's also a beautiful read. And the book which I was reading of my pick was Honor. It's called Honor. It's by a Turkish author called Alif Shafak. Let me see with me. Alif Shafak. And this is a story of a family who come from Istanbul and they get settled in London, and how the cultural change and border change brings so many changes in their life, and so many different things, goes into their life like that. And one book which I was reading, I finished. It's called, it's again a non-fiction, but it's very interesting about health related. The name is little, okay. It's called Gut. It's all about your gut health and all that, how the food habits and how body changes and temperature change, everything, uh, brings changes in your body. So this was the book which I finished. Honor book also I finished, and started this Adi Yogi sent by Rekha. And Preeti, what you have said, I've not yet picked up that book. I yet to pick up that book. Yet to start that book. I'll see when it will come in my hand.
Yes, yes. आराम से. How about Dhwani? Dhwani, did you read that
Did
other
you
book?
read something? What?
I read a lot of books. I don't remember. I started actually two books. One which Mishti sent me, the
हाँ.
crazy cow thing, and another
Hmm.
book, Mahabharata, which is from
Hmm.
I don't know, which is like what is that author's name, but it's like a puffin book. That
Hmm.
brand which printed it was puffin.
Hmm. So now you have those Pandava का second book ना. I'll send you first वाला now.
Okay.
ठीक है. And लीला को third वाला भेज दूंगी. She should
फिर
start
लीला
something.
फिर लीला मुझे थर्ड वाला भेज देगी.
हाँ, perfect.
Yes, yes. Hello. Yeah.
Chalo.
No
ठीक है.
just लीला.
Who is sharing next? चलो.
Okay, I'll share. Finally, me and Tej finished the history book that we were reading, Sanjeev Sanyal's. Done with it. Then we started the Kohinoor ka. बहुत confusion है कोहिनूर का. It is like, अरे यार कहाँ से कहाँ?
It will
Does
take
it?
time. It will build.
I have started questioning, does it really exist or is it a made up story?
No, it will take time. It will build. Go slow with it. Go really slow with it.
I guess we are still in the second chapter. चल रहा है slowly, because we both read, right? Only when we both are getting time for that, that is when we do it. But yes, should see how it takes. And in between, I read My this thing of what is it? I had read Paulo Coelho's Alchemist, which Preeti had sent. I was supposed to pass
वो
it
फिर
on,
से
but
पढ़ा
अभी भी पड़ा हुआ है घर पे ही वो.
फिर से पढ़ा you read it again
Yeah, I read it again, and
अरे वाह
I have wanted to pass it on the same book because I had borrowed it from one of my friend when I read it last time.
हाँ
But abhi bhi I haven't made that effort to go and post it or even dunzo it. I had told I'll dunzo it to Srijani,
हाँ
but I haven't done it yet.
good
And one more book I got hold of is Chitra Banerjee's The Forest of Enchantments. It is again on Sita. Sita's way of looking at Ramayana. It's
ए
a
मेरे को
lovely.
वो भी भेज
पहले ना चित्रा बैनर्जी का प्रीति रीड फर्स्ट पैलेस ऑफ इल्यूजन बिफोर यू गो फॉर दिस
I'll send
सीता.
you that. Palace of Illusions, I have that.
First read
I'll send
Palace of
you.
Illusion. Yeah.
oh nice nice
First
CP,
you
I'll
have
send
to
you that itself. But उसका वो second hand का book है मेरा, so the print is not so good.
हाँ चलेगा
You have to
I'll send
first
you that.
fall in love with this author to read multiple books of this author. So Palace of Illusion is a good book to start with.
oh so yes cool
Yeah, and started my own reading के लिए long back I had bought, but hadn't started with it. Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. So started with it. Should see how it goes.
Congratulations, Rekha. That's a lovely book. Lovely book.
I heard about it a lot from a lot of people.
Let's talk about that book once you finish. It's an
I
amazing
know
book to
यार the
really.
topic itself is so good
Yeah.
I think yes Rekha means once you read it up then talk about it maybe one of the readers club we can just have discussion on that
Yeah, we can do that.
books or and you can share some pages of it in Discord so that we are little aware of what we are talking. 200 per hour है ना?
Super inspiration from you people. The way you people are sharing about the books now, I feel like reading those books.
I'll send you Leela.
yeah. No, मुझे छोटा छोटा सा पहले प्रीति की
हाँ,
जो
छोटा छोटा सा ही.
हाँ
छोटा छोटा and story kind of a thing.
my
I'll
level
send
is
it.
that much now.
My level is also that much very छोटा छोटा. Okay. लीला are you sharing? तुम्हारा क्या sharing होगा? तुमने कुछ नहीं पढ़ा ना मई में?
मैंने एक book पढ़ा. 2 things first, something like that. But 2 days I just read a few pages, and it shared a very good perspective about how you plan things. प्रीति के लिए नहीं चाहिए.
हाँ नहीं चाहिए लीला मत
नहीं
भेजना.
चाहिए. हाँ उसमें it is just actually I forgot it. It was a very interesting perspective. Maybe I will share in the planning channel. One is we just make to-do lists, but we don't further question ourselves. There are many ways where we can prioritize. Maybe there are 2-3 methods how we prioritize what we take. One is the important and not urgent. One is urgent. That is one method. But there are so many different ways where we can do that prioritization. Like the kind of the work that needs high energy, then you compare your energy levels. If you're energetic in the morning times, which needs physical kind of a work, then you choose that kind of a work in the mornings whenever you have energy. So even that kind of a classification it shares. That was nice. It also depends upon what does the work need. I never thought planning to that level.
Interesting. Good for you, Leela. Good for you. Okay.
I wanted to share, Ruchika, the Kohinoor ka, they have a podcast. Empire, the Empire करके podcast है, which Karthik was listening to. That's when I understood. Oh, they both William Dalrymple and Anita Anand. They both talk about the every book that they have written, right?
Hmm.
The whole Empire करके ही एक podcast है.
अच्छा,
So
I don't
haven't
know. That's
किस पे है?
interesting.
listened to it.
Spotify पे?
Karthik listens to it on a very regular basis. I heard it from him.
So is it
Where is
available
it?
on
Is it?
Spotify?
हाँ, Spotify पे है.
Called
Okay.
Empire.
The
Okay, चलो
Empire.
देखते हैं. But first read the book. Don't go for the podcast immediately. It
हाँ,
will,
नहीं,
it will
नहीं,
give
नहीं,
you the whole thing.
I
Yeah, yeah. So go slow with this book. For me also, it happened the same thing. For one point of time, I felt, oh my God, too much of information, too much of facts.
yeah, too much of
But go
information.
slow. Yes, but go slow. That's what I said. These books are very amazing, but it will, really in between it becomes very interesting, but it will take little time. Since you're interested in history and all, so I thought maybe you will really like it. And the book which Preeti I've sent, Kohinoor, which is in a very illustrative way for a beginner to understand, to read. But again, that also is very interesting. One point of time, you have to really. She did a very good thing stopping in between because she's reading Mahabharat. This book will definitely break her thoughts because it's facts.
Yeah,
It's so much of to remember, to relate, or
true,
this
true.
king, that emperor, all those things. So like that. But both the books are wow. It's really interesting. Just take your
We
time
can,
with these books. That's it.
we can do one more thing that we can share these books in Discord, the pictures of these books, and we can share one line about it, and we can share that we have like
True, true,
done
true.
in the month of May, like that kind of thing in
Hmm.
literature channel.
Yeah.
है ना? मैं तो अभी नहीं करूंगी. I'll do it only after 15 June. But you all can start the sequence and the fire in the channel. Yeah, we can invite Reshma now. Reshma.
Well, I reading की बात करें तो I come in the middle of the spectrum. I am not like I don't read extensively, but I do love reading books. अभी but I have lost touch since last few months because I don't know. I keep going back to podcasts, blogs, and since last 1.5 year, I have noticed a pattern that I'm reading more about child development, unschooling, open learning, and all that. So so this year I started one book called Toto Chan, The Little Girl at the Window. So I've not finished that book. So this book is a Japanese book translated by Dorothy later on. So this book is a real life story of a Japanese popular television personality, and she talks about a school that she studied in. So in her early days, she was dismissed from two schools, and then she was not told the reason, and her mother did not tell her why she was dismissed. And then she went to another school which was quite unique, and the headmaster is a quite extraordinary personality. So how he uh, brings in different perspective, how he's dealing with kids, and her. So this is a snippet of different instances and her experience in that school, and it's quite an interesting read. So I've finished 1/3 of it, but I have not continued. I'm just still trying to figure out the time to read this book.
Nice. Cool. So, for Reshma's information, let me share this. He,
Hmm.
what we started very recently, last month only, that
Hmm.
we started a blind date kind of thing, in
Hmm.
which in the readers club, whoever we are all there, and even in the whole community,
Hmm.
whomsoever you want, you can take that person's address and send
Hmm.
a blind book, like a book to that person without that knowing that, like without that
Okay.
person's knowledge ki which book is coming their way or something. So
Right.
that is, so because in readers club we some like Rekha, Ruchika, me,
Hmm.
Leela is new today, but we know Leela pretty well. कि how
Hmm.
what kind of so we see कि थोड़ा इनका Dhwani
Hmm.
was there and Nalini was there. So
Mm.
we all now share books, like we courier the books and then we exchange the books like that. Abhi to it
Mm.
is just first month that we started last month, and
Mm.
this month June we are planning ki we'll send books and like that.
Mm.
So this is
Yeah.
just one thought, nothing like you have to send or something, not
Yeah.
at all. It is
Yeah.
just a thought. I'm just sharing with you.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
thing that
Even
we
the
started.
I'm so thrilled about the books that you guys are discussing. It sounds very exciting.
Yeah, they are actually. And yeah, so that's the thing. Uske अलावा, what do you all say now? Should we plan the um, 2-3 months of Readers Club?
Yeah, we'll do that.
है ना? So
Go soon.
a
Otherwise, we'll get lost.
hmm. So last 3 months, Reshma and
Mm.
Leela, the new member in Leaders Club, last 3 months, what we did was we themed the whole Readers Club on eatables, like the chart of rhymes or like poems, or samosa chart of this, or papdi chart of that, or bhel puri of this, like that kind of names we had given. Okay, and in with those kind of names, we were mm, giving one kind of reading to that thing. Like, say it is a bhel puri of I don't know, I don't remember. There was a whole list of things that we had thought of, है ना, Ruchika and Rekha. So that
Yeah.
was quite interesting, I think.
Yeah.
And it was, for us, it was like काफी मसालेदार, so हमें मजा आ रहा था. Now again, what you want to do, we can just think and discuss.
Maybe thinking on the terms of what do we want from the reading club?
Yeah.
Each person's need, so that
For
to
me,
start.
I would like to get into the insights of readings. Like, किसी ने क्या read किया उसमें से, what you really got out of it. That kind of thing is one way that I look at.
For me, yes, insights would be a icing on the cake. For me, the cake would be everyone sharing different, because Chitra Banerjee's this thing, until Ruchika shared, I was not aware of the kind of books. So I'm hooked on to her now. After reading Sita Ka, the thing is like, oh yeah, I'm looking for different books of
Yay,
kind of
lovely.
thing.
Yeah.
So the cake is yes, of course, different people sharing different kinds of books. I also get introduced to those genre of or maybe the new author, maybe a genre of book, or something exciting that they share, and I get interested to read. And insight, yes, would be icing over the cake.
Yeah. For me, actually, whether it is a movie or a book, first is I need some review or insights about that book that makes me interesting even to take that book. Only then I will read. And maybe when I am with this constant discussions, that will definitely motivate me to take the books and read and make some time out of all. Yeah, so I prefer listening to this, and also I prefer sharing these insights also will make us think in a many different ways. Like, yeah. Okay. I can read this kind of a genre because otherwise I have very less knowledge about different genres and things like that. Either I would have read some textbooks or I would have read some whatever I need, that kind of a thing. So reading these different genres is definitely a good exposure.
Okay, for me, it's the same thing as you guys are what all you're talking about, getting into the uh, essence of the book, discussing, what are our personal takeaways from that book, and then of course to know what the world is also reading. I may pick, I may not pick, but just like adding to a list of kind of, okay, this can be my like of book, so let me just try. Somebody's reading and let me see. Or when you hear it from others, like Rekha picked up Chitra Banerjee after listening to me, something you guys are reading. So that is one thing which I am looking at. So if we have to really get into more into the books, then either one person comes and talk about some book, or we take all of us talk about the book, what we do, what are we reading, like that. So that we have to maybe plan it in that way.
Yeah, one of the sessions we can keep it as insight A, right? Where we pick one book. Whoever has finished one whole book, that person can talk about their own learnings from that book.
Yeah. I think उसमें 5 सेशंस चले जाएंगे हर एक जन
हाँ,
अपना अपना
yeah.
Or maybe we can keep a monthly session for the like 4 Thursdays. Out of 4 Thursdays, one Thursday, one of us can come and talk about one book.
हाँ,
Yeah.
good idea.
That we can do. Other 3 Thursdays we can keep on, reading aloud. Or remember we had that book in which those quotes were there. We were just reading the quotes and we were
हाँ.
sharing stories around that.
I
Yeah.
really like that part, that one also,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
we just read very short something and then we all share our thoughts on it,
Yeah.
our takeaways on it. Hmm. And one also could be कि we all read one common book. We all read one common book at home and we all come back and discuss that book.
I was also thinking about that.
Also,
We can try that. But I don't know. Everybody has a different genre of
speed
preference.
and time and all also, na? Maybe once in 2 months, something, once in like, 1.5 months kind of after 5